What I'm going to start with today is actually a positive story from a place called Habra Heights, which is in greater Los Angeles. And often what happens, and I'm sure you've experienced this, is that people move out from the cities or the inner suburbs out to the outer suburbs or the countryside, and they like the views that horse farms provide, but they don't necessarily like the smells, the flies, even some of the slow-moving cars and horse trailers on the road, that sort of thing. And often when you get enough of these newcomers, they gain political power, and they go to their elected officials and they say, well, let's change some things here. And this seemed to have happened in Habra Heights because the elected officials hired a consultant who I think obviously did not understand the horse business and horse people. And what the consultants suggested was, first of all, reducing the number of permitted large animals, horses, from 8 to the acre to just 2 to the acre, which could certainly affect people's lifestyle and livelihood. And second, they wanted to increase the setback of barns and riding rings from property lines from 25 feet to 50 feet. So the horse people weren't too happy about this, but they did some very smart things in this case. First, they got organized. Second, they read the general plan of Habra Heights to say, what does our general plan say? What does our comprehensive plan say about the future growth and development of our community? Where should the development happen? What kind of community should we have? They also read the zoning ordinance, which is not necessarily the most exciting reading, but they really wanted to understand what the proposed changes were going to mean for them. And then they did something very smart as well. They went to the Planning Commission meeting to voice their opposition. Land use planning is a legal process, but it is also very much a political process. And you need to make your voice heard to the elected officials ultimately who make the legally binding decisions about land use, but also to the Planning Commission, which is appointed by the elected officials and makes recommendations about land use issues to the elected officials. And what the horse people were able to do is they pointed out, look, if you read our general plan, we have a goal in the general plan that says protect, preserve, and enhance the residential, rural character, and individual lifestyle. This proposed change to our zoning goes against this goal in the general plan. And the planning commissioner said, you people are right. And they turned down this proposed change. So I think there's some interesting lessons here. First of all, again, land use planning is a legal and political process. You have to make your voice heard. You have to attend the public meetings. And it really does help to be organized and speak as one large voice. Again, do your homework, read the documents, understand what they mean, understand what proposed changes or proposed developments mean for you. And finally, be polite but forceful. And above all, keep your cool. If you've ever been to Planning Commission meetings where people are screaming at each other, sometimes even throwing things, but if you keep your cool and you speak forcefully, chances are you're going to be taken very seriously and you're going to be effective in the long run.